Good afternoon. How did you plan out the international break after the last game?
Oh yeah, hello at first. We had some good recovery days. Then we had on Wednesday a small game here for some players that didn't play so much. And then on Monday we start with the training, Monday, Tuesday. Yesterday recovery day, and now we prepare the next 2 days, Cardiff.
How easy or difficult is it to go through an international break off the back of a defeat?
Yeah, I think it's after a defeat is always hard to take, but I think when I look to the whole week, we took 6 points from 9 with I think 3 tough opponents, 2 away wins. That was good. When I take this 6 points from 9, then I must say I'm happy. Of course, we want to take more, and I think it was still more in our last game. For me, it was not a defeat. It was minimum a point was for us in, but it's football. Yeah, and then I think now, in the final 8 games, it's not about just load. It's also refresh the mindset. We did this today. The group is lively. All the international players are back. National players are back. This is also good. Yeah, and now I think it's full house on the trainings pitch. A lot of players back. Of course, still some question marks, but they come closer and closer. And yeah, it's a good feeling for me. And it will be some tough decisions on the weekend.
So just to have a quick check on the players who've been unavailable recently, are the likes of Stuart Armstrong going to be available for you this weekend? Is there any news on Röhl, Valerie, and what's the news on Max Lowe after he went off in the last game?
Yeah, Max Lowe, I think the season's over for him. This is hard. Jan and Stu looks good, but it could be that the game on the weekend is too early. This is then we have one more week where we have a normal week. This is helpful. Akin is back normal in the training. He got a lot of minutes, but we know, after I think 18 weeks now, or how long it was, he need rhythm. This is of course step by step, but I think since 2 weeks he made everything with the team. He got some minutes under 21 last week in the small game. He got some minutes, and so far so good. But of course, I think when we look to the whole season, then especially in the defense, I have to change a lot of players again and again, and I think this is sometimes what we miss a little bit, to have rhythm, to have players they play consistently together. This is not helping. Now we have Max is away. Okay, Akin comes back, but not really fit. Dish not there. I think this is not a. It is a bit of an issue this season so far, and when you compare this to my players in front, then you have around 12 players for 4 positions, and I think this is a little bit unbalanced at the moment. But you cannot plan this. This is football. It happens, and we will find the solution again for the weekend.
Can we take a moment just to talk on Max Lowe if his season's finished, because he has just been one of your better players all season, hasn't he? He's been incredibly consistent and has had a very good first year at Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah, for me, I think fully deserved his credit this season. I think when he arrived, the big question mark was, can he play consistently minutes and minutes? Because when you look to his history in the past, he was not able to do this again and again. He played on the highest level. He played a lot of minutes for us. I think he started as a fullback, then as a centre half in the back 3, then at the end as a centre back in the back 4. He gives us a lot of options. I think he improved a lot with the ball. A lot of new solutions he created during the year, and I think this is fantastic. Yeah, it's a shame that we miss him. But again, it's football. But I think it was a really good sign for us to get him here. He made a good step with us this season.
I suppose this is the case, Danny, for any team. but specifically for your system, for how you want to play, for you to have the maximum amount of success that you want to have, how important is it to have quality and consistency at the back, personnel who understand, if I do this, my teammate's going to do this, and to have that consistency there?
Yeah, exactly. I think it's not just in the back line, but when we look, and yeah, sometimes you look back and you think how often you could play really with your best team, and this in a row, then you will find not so many games where it was really possible. On some point of the season, the players were maybe not in the best shape, then some injuries. Of course, you need patterns. I think for us it's important that this is always what I try to develop, all the players in the same direction. But a game is game, and for this is good when you have the relationship and the connection between the players on the pitch, and that makes it sometimes more difficult. When you ask me, then I would prefer to have 12, 13 players consistently, and then you have extra players to give with different weapons impact from outside, but it's not football. We find a lot of good solutions, and now we have the next tough away game. I think we know, and everybody knows this, what it means now in the next following weeks for us to take points, but also for the opponents. They will fight for the life. They're fighting for the life at the moment. They want to stay in the league, and we know this from our experience last year. This teams now, you look at the table and say, it should be a win, and it should be a win. Forget it. In the final 8 games, it starts nearly by 0 for everyone, and you go in this race now, and you have to be there.
I had a look at the fixtures last season, and this time last year you went on a run from this point to the end of the year of just 1 defeat in 8 games. How do you do that again?
Yeah, it is possible. I think it's interesting. We should look not just to the last year. When you look to the first leg of the season, we had the same point exactly now after these games, and from the final 8 games in the first leg we had also just 1 defeat. It was against Blackburn. It's about rhythm. Find the players now who are ready for the final 8 games. And I'm honest, last year after the Stoke game, I think our disappointment was also big. It was not easy. It was not like, it was really, but we were then ready for the fight, and I think the spirit we need as well. And we need a good start, step by step now. Then everything is really possible. It makes not so much sense to speak about all the 8 games. For me, the first game, and then I think after the Oxford game, we will know where we are, because around us all the teams play against each other now. And if we can take points, then we can close the gaps. I'm really convinced about this, and for this I see a lively group. I see a group who's ambitious, who's hungry, and a group who wants to play.
The other thing about last season, Danny, there was this fire within you and your players to make sure that Sheffield Wednesday would stay in the Championship. When you look at the group now, do you get that similar feeling that there's an opportunity here, that if you finish the season in the right way, you could still create something special as you did 12 months ago?
Yeah, I think the difference from last season and this season is last season we could lose a lot of things because we could relegate it, and this season we can win a lot of things. And I think take this positive mindset that we can win something and bring this energy on, then you need just one signal, and I think the signal should be on Saturday. And I'm convinced if we get a good result on Saturday, and my team is ready for this, then someone I think spoke about our season's over. I think our season will be not over when we win in Cardiff, of course.
Does stuff like that motivate you even more? Not that you probably need any extra motivation, Danny, but when you hear another manager saying their season's over now.
Yeah, the first thing is I will never speak about other teams and the goals from other teams. This is one thing, but of course, yeah, I'm always ambitious. I'm always hungry, and I want to challenge. Yeah, all the other teams around me. I think this is, of course, this is my motivation. This is the reason why I like to be a manager. Yeah, I could also say no. Yeah, we have a good season so far, and let's see now and take some points. No. I think we have some goals. But on the other side, I know, yeah, it's about take results, and you need now this signal. Otherwise, I can speak a lot. If you make not the signals in the next games, then yeah, you come to a point. And even then, I promise you, my season will be not over until the last match day is. Yeah, because we have still goals, and yeah, with this mindset we go.
Do you like being written off? Do you like being in that position as somebody that people are thinking, nah, it's not going to happen? Can you use that?
Yeah, at first I think the most important key is that you look to your own, and I think I have a lot of energy. The break was good, but I feel that my group is ready. I see my players, the faces. I see how they run, how they fight, how they challenge each other at the moment. I see not a team who is a little bit in a half holiday modus at the moment. No. They are really sharp and they want to win. And I think after this last defeat, it hurts. You can, or I felt this, we felt this, because it was again a game in this second half of the season where you think, oh, there was more in. But it makes no sense to look too much back. Now we go in this final 8 games, and every point now, every win is good. I think we have also some job to do with our goal difference. Is also for me a target to be at the end of the season in a positive thing. Come away from this minus to a plus, and all these things. And I feel the energy. I have energy, and I'm really looking forward to the next 8 games.
Thanks for your time, Danny. Best of luck this weekend.
Thank you, Rob. See you. Bye bye.
Morning, afternoon, Danny. How are you doing?
Hi, Joe. I'm good. You?
Yeah, good, thank you. So Alex is off today, so you're stuck with me.
Okay. South Africa.
Yeah, that's the one. A little bit warmer here than it is there.
Yeah, but the weather's good here at the moment.
I want to ask you about Akin. So I know you say that he's done a lot of work, he's looking in good shape, but obviously with Max's injury and the timing of it, is Akin okay to start this weekend if you wanted to?
Yeah, there's a question mark from my side, of course. I have to make the decision. But my experience with Aki is as well, you need rhythm, and when you didn't play on this highest level in the last 18-19 weeks, then you have to look, what is the best for him, what is the best for the team, and I will make my final decision. He was in the last days, of course, also in the starting team when we trained, but let's see. What is the best for us, what is the best for the game management as well. If it's good as a starter, is it good maybe to get the first minute at the end of the game, all these things, and then I will make my decision, of course.
Yeah. With regards to where Wednesday's season is at, we've seen in recent years that what you think you might need to get promoted to stay in the division, it's not always the case, because sometimes you need a few more points than that. But in your head, do you have an idea of what you believe Wednesday need to pick up this season if you are going to finish in the top 6?
Yeah, I think minimum 69 points. This is with 69 points. You have a small chance, not the biggest chance, but it could be enough. And then you can count how many games this means. I think this is then minimum 6 weeks from 8. 6 wins. Yeah, it's a challenge, but my team can do this. This is what I know.
Yeah. With regards to Cardiff, they are in a not quite as precarious as Sheffield Wednesday's situation last year, but they are in a relegation fight. Does that make them dangerous, knowing that they have, that they need the points, I suppose, more than Wednesday to do?
Yeah, they will be on fire. They will be sharp. I think they changed in some games a little bit direction how they played. In some games they played more direct. In some games they played more football. In some games they played a back four. In the last game he started with a 5, then he changed to a 4. I think the manager will try everything to take points, and even they are not in this bad situation like us last year. But I think when you ask them before of the season, they will not think about the relegation fight. And I think this is also a little bit a new situation with them. Yeah, they need points, but we want to take points.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, you've got 8 games left. You think you might have an idea after Oxford about what can be achieved. Will that change anything at all in terms of the sort of players that you're using? Maybe like, will there come a point when you think maybe, for instance, start using Pierce Charles a bit more because you're planning for next season, and like other youngsters that might get a look in at different stages?
Yeah, I think I can agree this. At first, for me, it's always to have the best team on the pitch. But if we come to a point where we think, okay, now we are in a good midfield position and we cannot attack so much in front, then of course in my mind is to give also some young players minutes. I think this is important for the new season to see in which point they are in the performance, in which level they are at the moment. I think this is important. But all in all, the key is how you performed in the training, and if you train well, then you get a chance. This is not a wild card just because of your age. You have to deliver.
Yeah.
But of course, this is then a point, and I think this is also important that you look then and you give them maybe some opportunities more for them to get minutes to see really where they are.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. One young player I did want to ask about is Bailey. Obviously, he had his injury. The Lincoln City manager was saying that he'd come back to the club. That must have been really tough for him because he was having a good season, and to have that cut short must have been a real blow.
Yeah, of course. I think this was our wish. That he had a full season on the highest level, on a good level. He started well, and then he had injury, and then again injury, and then some things happens there. I think this is not easy for those players. I think the same is a little bit for Sean. We expected that a little bit more for them, to help them really. But I think this is also experience for us as a club with the loans. You have not a guarantee that it can always work. I think when we look to our loans, I think that was a win-win for every side. But this is football. Important is that the players are fit, and then the pre-season starts, and then they have a new chance to show and where they are.
Yeah, and you speak there about sort of the future and pre-season and looking forward a little bit. And how are things going in terms of the planning for next season? Are you still talking to Kev Bedell every day about targets for the summer and stuff?
Yeah, I spoke in the morning with Kev. We had a longer phone call. We look for the pre-season camps. I do this with Greg. I think in the following weeks I will speak with the chairman. I think this is important when he's back. All these things we will do. We prepare the new season as well. I think the situation this year is a little bit easier than last year, because last year we didn't know if we stay in the league or not. This year, of course, there's still more in. But you know what I mean. There is a little bit more secure to plan something for a new season.
Yeah, no, if anything, you'll have more money than less money, so that's always a bonus.
Exactly.
Just with regards to that, with the contracts expiring and that kind of thing over the summer, have you had any conversations with players that are out of contract, whether they're going to be staying or going to be leaving?
Yeah, I think this will be now then a part when we sit together. I think with the chairman as well. I think we make then our strategy, and then I think I said this before, after the Oxford game maybe we knew more. And then we have still some weeks to go, and after this you can really go in which direction. I think you see this by some players, they fight also for a new contract. You see this, they stepped up, they improved. This is the one part. The other part is then how the team for the new season looks like. Yeah, what is possible, what we need, what we can improve, what is possible on the market, what is possible, what we can invest. All these things, I think there's a lot of question marks, but yeah, we will do this in the following weeks, and then let's see which decision we can make.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And just lastly, before I let you go, looking a little bit sort of younger, the under-18s are doing really well this season. They're pushing for potentially a league title. I didn't want to talk too about all of them, but there are two in particular that are sticking out. There's Caelan Kadamatu, who's obviously Bailey's younger brother, and Will Granger. Is there a plan in place for them? I mean, they're 15 and 16 years old, I think, 14 and 15 maybe. Like, is there a plan for how to develop them, given how young they are, how many goals they're scoring, and the amount of people that are watching them?
Yeah, after the press conference, I have today a meeting, or we have a meeting with the new academy director, where we speak again about these players. I think we change a little bit also the direction that we want to improve individual players in the academy before the team performances. This is good to see, and then of course, yeah, it's a shame that the players are not a little bit older, because then they could be really interesting for us in the summer to come with us in the pre-season camps. I think in the ideal world you have always 3 spaces for good academy players in your squad. I think this should be a goal for us, and then not just that we have this 3 position, then also then we can use this with 3 good players. I think this would be good, because then you can really bring players up and they can see it. Yeah, I think of course we have an eye on them. I think we make this during the season as well. This is important that we have the relationship and try to keep these good players here, because this is, I think, exactly what we should do as a club, create values with our own players. And if you can sell some good players, then you get money and you can invest again, and if you make this year by year, I think then you're on a good way. But we are now at the beginning of this process, and let's see how we can continue this.
Fantastic. Thanks so much for your time, Danny.
Thank you, Joey. Bye bye.
Hello, Danny. I hope you're well. I've not got too many, mate.
Hello.
I was just thinking, in the second half table, away from home, your team are 3rd in the division. It's outstanding. That must be one of the most pleasing things for you this season.
Yeah, of course. I think this is. I'm very proud of my team that we have so many away wins compared to last year. I think this is a huge step. If we bring our away performance from this year with our home performance from last year together, then you know where we are. Yeah, I think then we will play maybe for a direct promotion. But it's football. We have 2 less home wins. We know this. There are just 5. This is 2 less for us. But away, it's outstanding. I think this is. It's not so normal for us as a club. I think even in the history, I don't know all the data, but I think you have to look a long time back that you have so many away wins, and we have still 4 more opportunities. No, this is it's great. Would be good now that we can also push our home performance in this direction. Okay, I make it better. The performance is right at home. It's about to take then the results from good performances.
Whatever happens this season, it's been a season of progress, a lot stronger finish than last season. Is there any club that, season by season, gives you inspiration in the Championship? Other clubs that maybe grow one season, get better the season after that, and it can be done.
Yeah, if you want at the moment, and you compare it to last season, then maybe it's Bristol. They have a little bit more points than last year. They improved in this direction. I think the process is good, from 24 position now to 12 position, and still 8 games to go, just 6 points. I always spoke about being in touch with the playoffs position. We are in touch, of course. If I can wish, then it would be better that it's more or less than 6 points. But I think we have still a chance to play for something, and I think this is great. There's also a small gap now from us to Preston. Yeah, this is 4 points ahead. Means that you can really be brave, and this is what I want to see from my team. Attacking football, scoring, front foot, enjoy. I think this is also important that we have to enjoy. I think that especially in the last home game, we want to do something special, but sometimes we miss a little bit our enjoying of football. Yeah, we were a little bit too stressed, and I think this is what we have to take, a good balance. If we think this, then I think we have a team here who is really able to do something special.
Looking at the division, there is a good chance that at least one of the top spots will be open at the end of the season, the way it's going. So that's an incentive for you, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm convinced about this because the schedule showed me now a lot of teams play against each other. That means not everybody can take 3 points. We have also a tough schedule. I said this now. You look to the table, you think, yeah, it's clear who is the winner. But now in this stage of the league, or this stage of the season, it's not clear. Everyone can beat. And yeah, but there's a good opportunity there, and if we can come to our limit, if we can play on the same limit and perform like in the last weeks, then I'm convinced we will take more points, and then our chance is there.
If you finish the season strongly, it'd be great if you got in, but it will surely help with attracting players in the summer if you finish strongly. People will know you're a growing club.
We want to finish as high as possible, and this is every position is for me a goal now to climb, and step by step. And then of course I think this is attractive for the players when they see they play for more than just to stay in the league. We should do this. We should keep this. We should look which players really are ready also for the next year to make our team better, because this is also, I think, part of the story. It's not enough just to keep the quality, to make the next step. Then you have to make also the next step with the quality of players. But yeah, let's see, we plan this, we try everything, and then let's see what the summer will bring. But at first we have a job to do.
Yeah, best of luck on Saturday, Danny, and thanks for your time. Thank you.
Thank you, Leon. Thank you. Bye bye. See you guys.